All right, so back again. It's lunchtime here, so I'm going through and I'm trying to figure out again just another food example for everybody. You know, everything's kind of going to be similar with the diet of the Lyme disease. So here we have the same idea again. I've got chicken, I've got lettuce, but you know, in all honesty, making things look different are easier, I think, mentally to get through that you have such a limited diet. So try to mix it up, make it look different, put it in a bowl versus putting it in a plate, and try to continue to make it a purposeful meal. So it's not just sometimes I get caught up in just throwing everything in a bowl and just eating to eat. And I got to get back to the mindset of, you know, it's food. It should be good. It should be enjoyed, even though we all know it's not that great to eat. I also have to stay away from the salts. Here I have a Mrs. Dash Southwest. It's salt-free. I don't know if anybody is there yet, but basically, you know, with the diets and all the different changes with the Lyme, I've picked up tinnitus pretty bad, and it's kind of, even this morning, I had to take the dogs out, of course, at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's it for me. The minute I wake up, I hear this endless screaming in my ears, and it doesn't stop. Not for a second. It is continuous, and it just doesn't stop, and it goes throughout the day. Every once in a while, it won't be so bad. I see and read a lot of things. You know, don't think about it. Well, it's, you know, if you have this, you understand. It's not something you can't not think about. It's something that's screaming in your head at all times. You know, when I drive, if I drive something loud, I actually also own a horse farm, so if I drive a tractor, it does dilute the noise. And then they say, you know, you should take noise suppressants that help out with that. Well, that doesn't really get me anywhere, because as soon as you know, if I'm sitting on the couch and I'm listening to this white noise, as soon as I take it off, I have the sound of the white noise plus my already ears screaming from whatever's going on, so it doesn't help. So that's another constant. So my tinnitus is a daily constant issue. Sometimes it's worse, sometimes it's better. When it gets really bad, I get disoriented a lot more. So that's a real debilitating thing that I've come across. And you know, again, they're connecting it to Lyme. You know, I don't want to say I hope it is or I hope it isn't. I've gone through the different doctors and the processes, and they want to put me on all, you know, different medicines and trials, and you know, I haven't done that route. They're you know, they're a little expensive, $300 a month plus a $500 setup. So I think you're about $800 just to get a few drops of this liquid that's supposed to take your anti-inflammatory to certain foods down. So that's something I haven't gone that route yet, but it's an option, and I might do one day. I might get fed up with everything and say, okay, we've exhausted the Lyme disease and all the medications and the different things, and you know, let's try this doctor's idea. And that's kind of what you do when you have Lyme disease and you're getting treatment. And I see an LLMD. I'm going there on Monday, and my Monday conversation is going to be about you know, being frustrated and having issues and the whole process of just being you know, memory loss and going through that whole process. So I'll just keep on getting more and more into that with him, and let's see if that takes me anywhere. I want to try to get this out. So basically, I have the salad. I pick up, actually, let me switch. I have a salad dressing here that I use. It's a apple cider vinegar dressing. If you can see, it's actually pretty good. And it gives you like some kind of, it's got good flavor. It's olive oil, apple cider vinegar. I also throw some herbs in there. If you have cilantro, that's great. This time I put some, just a drip of mustard. I really don't like mustard. But it does help. It gives it a nice color, and I just use a small amount. I haven't researched Lyme versus mustard yet. I mean, everything you'll start doing, you'll realize that you're searching every single thing, and that's what you should do. And here I'm just going, okay, I just used such a small drop, so I let this one pass, and that's not even a good thing to do. So I kind of take this, If I can get the lid open. So it's a nice looking dressing. You know, it all kind of tastes the same once you get to a certain point. I've been eating this for the past probably, you know, year and a half now. It just, I mix it up. Sometimes it's clear, sometimes it's not, but it's good to have some color. So I went through and I baked some, or cooked some chicken on the pan. So I'll just put that on the dish. And, you know, I cooked it using olive oil. You know, I actually like to use this. It's a bold, extra bold. I don't use a lot, but I do use it. I think that you're supposed to probably have the light olive oil. That's more beneficial. But I'm so strict with my diet that, or I feel that I'm strict. I avoid the sugars. I completely avoid the processed foods. So for me, it's like, okay, if I'm gonna have, you know, if I have one product and it's off by just having some flavor, you know, I'll do that. There's not very few things that I'll do that'll be like that. So so this is just a you know, pretty good looking salad. You know, now that I'm looking at it, I'm probably gonna go over and grab an avocado and slice that up on here and give it some more flavor now, and I think it'll be a lot better. So this should be pretty good. It's an okay lunch. It's about, you know, 8 ounces of chicken, I guess. That's something that I started doing a while ago. I also have gout and it affects my joints, kind of locks me up. And with the Lyme, I'm not really sure if the gout was caused by the Lyme or what the case is. So I switched over to I'm gonna say a paleo diet. And switching over, I haven't had any gout flare-ups. And I was so strict on the gout diet for about a year prior to this, so about 3 years ago, I guess, or 2.5 years ago. So for 6 months, I was so gout specific, and you know, lunch or meats every once in a while. So I was good with that, and I didn't have any flare-ups. And then I switched over to this diet with Lyme, or you know, whatever we want to call it. So you know, just avoiding all the foods and the processed meats and the processed, you know, the pastas. And I found that it, you know, and there it went. And that's part of the Lyme disease. So there's a good example of, you know, I used to lose track, but with Lyme, it's quite often, and I was starting to struggle with it. So there you go. There's a prime example of not just forgetting your thought, but I can't get that back. And you know, I apologize for that. And I don't recall where I was going with it, and so it wouldn't be helpful with it. And but that's Lyme for me. That's something I haven't dealt with, is that I just completely lose it in my memory as I'm talking, which is strange because I'm talking about it and I drop out as to what the mindset is. So not to go on about something else because I forget what that was, but I usually spend, when I work, because I have to do a lot of different things at once, and my phone's pretty much, I have 3 headsets that I use. I burn them all out throughout the day, and I'm on the phone almost constantly. So as I'm doing everything, I'm almost taking notes as I'm on the phone. I'm literally have a notepad document open, and I'll take notes because I know I'm gonna forget what I said and exact numbers and calculations. So I'll just literally have screen after screen of things that I'm doing, and I'll just keep referring back and forth. So this way I can stay up to beat with what I'm doing. I can go back to my notes, and that's okay. It's just something that, it's just one of those challenges that you'll definitely deal with Lyme if you've gone neurological, and that's something that, you know, I believe that I've done. So soon I have some things coming. Oh, and I guess one more thing to share is that you know, today I haven't really been driving, or actually I can say I haven't been driving at all. And today was the day where I was going to get a car, and I actually set it all up. I was going to finally, you know, originally. Oh, that dropped out. So I originally sold my car because I didn't want to. I didn't want to drive anymore because it was pretty much dangerous. So I got rid of that, and that was a big struggle. Today was a real tough day for me. It was something that I was positive about, and I was trying to mentally get through. And then I just realized that, I don't even want to stand out on my own deck. I actually love working. I love sitting in front of a computer now. I want to work endless hours because it keeps my mind clean. But going through and doing anything else is quite a challenge. So you know, as I'm making the decision, I definitely decided to not go forward with it, even last minute, because it's just not. It doesn't make sense. So those are things that you'll battle with, and it took me a long time to get rid of my car, and now you know we have a car in the family, but it just didn't make sense to have two. And you know, as every day I think that you know, let me just get it. Let me get to that point, whatever it may be. It doesn't have to be a car, but let me get to that point so I can move on with life. And you know, my struggle is that I've learned that it's I keep getting like a little forward and then a lot of steps back, and it was a rough day for that. Today was a rough day with realizing my limitations and just how much I'm struggling with what's taking place, and haven't come up with any answers. And you know, and I was talking about it before, but you know, tomorrow's going to be a day where I'm really going to go into that doctor and just say, you know, I'm really struggling with, you know, getting to certain points. I may be better here, and the memory's good, and the retention's getting better, but just some, you know, some things that are not there yet. You know, I'll talk about it a little more. I don't like to you know, he put me on Pinella, and I'm just giving this as an example. I've got a bunch of other things, but I don't want to talk about anybody. You know, I don't know what the doctor would say. Even for me, it's hard to believe that I have Lyme disease, even though the tests say it. But we all know how that works. And you know, even for me, I started the Pinella, and I'm so mentally distraught. People keep calling me. Like I said, I have a grouping of businesses, so they keep calling. So I'm gonna squish these videos together. So you're gonna notice some type of squishing because the phone keeps ringing. So the Pinella is for your doing brain cleansing, and it's supposed to help you. Like I think they give the Alzheimer's patients and things like that. So I started with like 1 drop, then 2 drop, and you know, I mentally was getting upset and kind of starting to think I had crazy feelings, so I wouldn't take it and then would take it. And I finally, you know, just said to myself, I'm going to start with 2 drops, then 3 drops, and you want to get up to, you know, it says to get up to 10 drops, and I'm doing 10 drops 3 times a day. So, but to get to that was a real struggle. I really had to struggle to get the point of doing 10 drops, and so I don't know, you know, that's one of those things that I started this six months ago. You know, had I been doing it every day, you know, maybe I'd be further off, but I've only been doing it for about a month now. Probably not, maybe 2 weeks, doing 10 drops 3 times a day. I ordered a second bottle because I realized what a difference. And that's the same thing with food. And that's why I bring that up, because it goes back to the food and examples of, you know, if this is the bug you're trying to clear out, the spirochetes, you know, do everything specific. You know, I feel like I'm pretty good about the diet. It's very rare. I think, you know, sushi's my only outlet once a week, and the rest of it is just chicken, lettuce, and some other vegetables. I don't eat green beans. I don't eat the things that are off the diet. So I guess I'll cut it there because I'm starting to get long. I have other thoughts which will just keep this video going, but you know, you know, add me to your, you know, like this page if you thought it was useful. You know, add me as a link because I'm going to keep adding videos, or subscribe to my page. I'm going to keep adding videos on here, and I'm going to keep trying to talk about the things that I'm doing. And in the beginning, I couldn't talk about anything. There was about a 4-week span that I was really struggling, and you know, I needed a lot of help in life, and I'm past that point. So that's why I'm trying to make these videos and document what's not what the ways that I'm feeling too much. I don't want to be too personal about it because I know a lot of people are. I'm trying to figure out, you know, just the hardest part for me in the beginning was what to eat, and I'm hoping this might help just someone, and just realize that, you know, if you're eating clean, just keep eating clean. Don't switch it. You know, you're not the only one that's eating the same meal day in, day out. Every single day, this is the same thing. I just make it look different. I keep it long. I cut it up before I put it in the pan. I do a bunch of different things. And that's what you need to do. You know, just make it look different, and keep it easy with the ingredients, and see what bothers you. See, you know, watch if you get swollen, even a little swelling. in your hands, which when you eat this clean, it's kind of cool. You'll realize just a touch of something and you swell. Just that little wrong food, and you can feel it in your face. You should feel it in your hands, because if you're so used to being clean, you should instantly feel some type of inflammation from foods that are off. So again, just like this page if you like it. Subscribe if you want to see more videos, and I hope that helps everybody.